It's not picking up. Oh yeah, that's good to go. Good to go. So like we were just making sure everything gets to wild. Topic today is of course heaven and hell. You understand the test scriptures. You come into the truth, we have something called the officer's test. When you come into the truth, as said in the security announcements, you have to shed yourselves of the world. You understand? You come in here, you know, to make sure that you're becoming a new person, right? As the Bible states. You know, it says, "Become ye babes." You gotta become a baby. You really have to learn your whole entire life over. Unlearn everything you learned from this society. Unlearn everything you learned from the school districts, from your religions. You have to unlearn everything. When you come into the truth, you have to give yourself time to shed the world. You understand? When you give yourself time to shed the world, you are putting on a new spirit. Understand? You're taking in new knowledge, because everything we've learned about life, damn near everything, you understand, that we've learned about life has been a lie. This Bible, of course, is practical knowledge, because we are the Israelite school of universal and practical knowledge. This Bible is practical knowledge, so you may have learned things in your life that is justified inside this Bible. Understand? You may learn that if you want to borrow some money, you got to pay it back. That's what the Bible says. Don't be quick to go and borrow money, but then when it's time to pay it back, you just are slow and you don't want to answer calls. You understand me? You learn it in life, because that's what they say in the Bible. But the Bible is life. They say, don't have your hand open when you want to borrow, but it's shut when it's time to pay it back. You understand? Some things you learn in life is inside this Bible, but a lot of things that we was taught about this Bible is not truth. One of them things, one of the biggest things is the concept about heaven and hell. We was taught that, if we're a bad Christian or a bad Muslim, then when we die, our bodies will be buried and our soul will go to hell forever. It ain't no getting out of that. You understand? Or if we're a good Christian or a good Muslim, then when we die, our souls will go to heaven forever. You understand? Which, it don't really make sense, because what really is a bad Muslim or a bad Christian? Does it mean you don't pray? Because what is really the requirements of being a Muslim? What's the requirements of being a Christian besides believing it in your heart? As long as you believe in white Jesus, or if you believe in Muhammad and you pray 5 times a day, or you go to church on Sunday and you believe that white Jesus is your Lord and Savior, then you're okay. What is the real responsibilities of a Muslim? What's the responsibilities of a Christian? That's why it's so easy for you to just switch your religions, because there's no responsibility. Right. You can just wake up one day and feel like a Christian, and the next day you're a Muslim, and back and forth like Busta Rhymes. Right. Busta Rhymes was a Christian Muslim. One time, I think he was both. He was wearing a Muslim turbans and had an iced out Jesus piece, iced out cross around his neck. Understand? Because religions is just so flimsy. You understand? That's probably the only thing that's really bonding you to that religion is other people. You don't want to look like you don't believe in nothing by just keep on switching your religions. 'Cause I'm pretty sure we all knew somebody who just switched their religion so freely and so often.
You understand? Most people in Philly, especially the women, they go over to being a Muslim because of their man. You understand? Just because of their man, not because of Allah and Muhammad and the Holy Quran. They just switch it because of a man. You understand? They don't take their child. I know going to Bartram, so many girls was getting exposed. You understand? They was asking them questions about the Lord salute that they do. Did you take your shahada? Like no, no. They was getting exposed because they was doing it all because of a man. Same thing with the Christian church. You probably doing it because of a woman. You understand? Men and that Christianity, they probably being inside that church because of a woman. It's just so flimsy. It's really nothing that is keeping you in that religion that's trying to hold you to uh any type of respect, any type of reputation. There's nothing that's really going to hold you to it. You understand? That's why there's so many Muslims that sell drugs. You don't know how many Muslims it is in Philly, or how many Muslim women there are in Philly until it's Ramadan. Then you see everybody in their garbs. You understand? Some of them might, some of them might thug it through for a couple of months after Ramadan, but then when the summertime is over, they going to Miami, they going to the beach, they going to the club. You think they wearing a Kimar in the club? Hell no. You understand? Hell no. You understand me? It ain't really no type of anything to keep you in that religion. It's flimsy. They all lies. You understand? But this Bible, of course, is the only place where you can get the truth because it's practical knowledge. If you think that there's a contradiction inside this Bible, you don't understand the Bible. What you know is Christianity. You know that Christian church because they teach nothing but contradictions because they don't know this Bible. All they know is their own personal lust. Even the origin of the Christian church came from the plantation. That's where we learn how to be Christians in America, from the plantation. You understand me? That's where we learned it from. We was not taught this Bible on a plantation. That's why when we snuck off and read the Bible in the caves, you understand, we got our eyes burned out. We got our tongue cut out. Nat Turner was boiled, understanding he was eaten by his slave masters when they caught him because he was having slave revolts because he was actually teaching this Bible. He wasn't teaching Christianity because Christianity is what? All love and all peace. So what was even Nat Turner teaching? You understand? He was teaching something that was not like what everybody else was teaching. The Bible even say that about Christ. You understand? The Bible say that about Christ. They say that Christ went into the temple and he taught, as one having authority, but he didn't teach as the scribes. You understand? He didn't push this Christian doctrine like everybody else. You understand? That's what the Bible said. That's what Christ said. You understand me? We wasn't taught the Bible on a plantation. We was taught Christianity, man. If you got some time, go look up something called the Slave Bible. That's what we was taught. It's called the Slave Bible, and there's just a little small little piece of the Bible. They go through the Bible and they pick and choose what they want to teach the slaves. You understand me? What they want to teach the slaves so that they can be obedient, so that they can have some type of hope, because that slave master is beating the hell out you, and that's all your life is. That's what's legal. Slavery was legal. You understand? Actual physical in chains, using our babies as alligator bait. You understand? You ripping them out of our pregnant wife and using them as bait. That was legal. So of course we needed something to look up to, something to pray to when they gave us Christianity. Which of course, if you go inside your phone right now, you look up Jesus Christ, you look up Paul or John or Matthew or Luke or even God. Everybody that's going to pop up in your search is going to be white men. You understand? Because that religion was given to us by white men. You understand me? It wasn't given to us by God. It was beat into our backs with whips. You understand me? It was beat into our flesh. All of those lies. Real quick, give me Matthew 6 and 9. All of the lies that was whipped into us. One of the biggest lies was that heaven and hell was a place that you go to when you die. That's not according to this Bible. You understand? That is not according to this Bible right here, this holy Bible. You won't find that inside this Bible. Let me catch up with you real quick. Matthew 6 and 9. Go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 9. After this manner, therefore pray ye, O Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Now Christ is telling us, how we should pray. If we thinking that, okay, we want to pray, we don't know what to pray about, we just want to pray, this is how we should pray. You understand? We're all familiar with this prayer. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. We all familiar with it because we've been all taught this prayer, from our parents, from our pastors, but we wasn't really being taught this prayer. This prayer wasn't really being broken down to us, because right here inside this prayer, it's speaking about heaven, but it's not what we've been taught our whole life. You understand? Read on.
Verse 10. Thy kingdom come.
Is it what?
Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
Listen, it just said thy kingdom come. It's speaking about the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of God. It didn't say we're going to go to the kingdom of God. It said thy kingdom come. That's what Christ just said out of his mouth. Understand? Christ is telling us to pray that the kingdom of heaven comes to this earth. That's what Christ is saying. I'm not adding nothing to the scripture. He said, after this manner is how you should pray, which means this is how you should pray. He said, thy kingdom come. You understand? Thy will be done. He's saying to pray to God that the kingdom of heaven come so that his will can be done. Hold that. Give me Leviticus 20 and 13. You understand? We got to pray to God that the kingdom of heaven come to us. We can't sit here and wait for the kingdom of heaven, when we die. The Bible say that the kingdom of heaven cometh not by observation. It's still saying that the kingdom of heaven is going to come to this earth. You understand me? You always heard those phrases like kingdom come. It comes from this scripture, because Christ is saying that the kingdom of heaven is going to come to this earth, and that the will of God is going to be done in the kingdom of heaven. That's what we should pray for, because right now the will of God is not being done inside this earth. A key example is this Pride Month. You understand? America, which claims to be a Christian nation, it claims to serve God, but at the same time they have this thing called Pride Month, where all different types of gays can be free to express themselves openly, as if God did not speak directly against it. The will of God is not being done in this earth, and it's evident. Christ saying that we should pray for the kingdom of God to come, that the kingdom of heaven should come to this earth. You understand? Not that we die and go to heaven. We shouldn't pray for that. We should pray that heaven comes to us. You understand me? Because the will of God is not being done in this earth. Read what you got.
Leviticus 20:13.
Yep.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination.
Let's say if man lay with man, how we do it. Let's say if man have sex with a man, and of course, like how we do with a woman, that's what it's saying. We're all adults. You understand? We all know about the birds and the bees. Say if a man lie with the man as he lies with the woman, you understand? That's where that phrase comes from. Of course, excuse my own language, getting laid. You understand? That's where that phrase comes from, because you're lying with a woman. Say if a man lies with a man as he lies with the woman, then both of them have committed an abomination. An abomination. This is what God is saying. Not that we should go out and be prideful about it. Not that we should go out and celebrate it. You understand? They say that they are committing an abomination. Read on.
They shall surely be put to death.
Oh, yeah.
Their blood shall be upon them.
Give me Genesis 1:28. It say they shall surely be put to death, and their blood shall be upon them, man. That is the curse, the punishment that God sent because his will is not being done in this earth. You understand me? The will of God is not being done in this earth. You know what is being done? Pride Month, LGBTQ, which is all just confusion and is all a sick, wicked, abominable lust. I just heard recently, my rib just told me that the LGB part of LGBTQ wants to separate. You understand? The lesbian, gay, and what is the bisexual, I believe, they want to separate because they feel like the rest of them do too much. You understand? They call them groomers. That's why you always see transgenders inside of a kindergarten trying to teach them their lifestyle. They're trying to teach them that because they're trying to groom them into being a part of the LGBTQ.
Right.
Then if they don't get to do it, they're going to throw a tantrum. And lesbian, gay, and bisexual is saying that, oh, well, we don't stand for that. We want to separate. Y'all doing too much. When the whole thing is an abomination of God. You understand? Y'all wanted this LGBTQ, and now it's spiraling out of y'all control. Now y'all want to disassociate yourself with it.
Right.
No, well, from it. No, it's not going to happen like that. You understand? This is not the will of God. No matter what acronym you choose, it's not the will of God. Read what you got.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 28. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply.
Read it again.
And God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply.
It say God bless them. You understand? You are blessed if you are able to be fruitful and multiply. Go back to Matthew 6:9. You are blessed if you're able to be fruitful and multiply. That's why women, of course, when they get past 30, they start panicking if they ain't got no kids.
Right.
They feel like their biological clock is ticking. You understand? If they can't have kids and they feel like they're cursed, they're barren, according to the Bible. You understand? It's a blessing to be able to be fruitful and multiply. God said to go be fruitful and multiply. You understand me? How can the will of God be done if America is trying to turn all of our children gay?
Right.
You can't be fruitful and multiply if you're gay, if you're a lesbian, if you're a bisexual. You understand me? Damn sure it can't multiply if you're a transgender or a queer, that's the whole LGBTQ. You can't be fruitful and multiply. It don't matter if a man spends thousands of dollars to transform into a woman. He still cannot fulfill the will of God.
Right.
You understand me? That's not the will of God. People are gay because of some type of traumatic event that happened in their life. Most of the time, it's child molestation. That's where that gay, lesbian, bisexual stuff come from. That's all LGBTQ is. It's just a bunch of different type of gay people. That's it. You understand me? That's all it is. And all that stuff comes from a traumatic event that happened because it goes against your nature.
Right.
It's natural for a man to be with a woman and them to have a baby.
Right.
It's natural. It's a blessing. Something must have happened in your life at some point where you didn't find a woman attractive as you being a man. Some point in your life, you stop finding men attractive if you were a woman. It's going against nature. It's not the will of God. It's coming from some type of traumatizing event that happened in your life, which is why this is what Christ told us to pray for. Read what you got.
Matthew.
Matthew 6:9.
The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 9. After this manner, therefore pray ye, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
Go ahead.
In earth as it is in heaven.
In earth as it is in heaven. This is why we got to pray to God that his kingdom comes so that his will can be done in earth, so that we can eliminate this Pride Month, and so that our people can stop using homosexuality as a coping mechanism for the trauma that they experienced as a child, as a coping mechanism for their child molestation, man. Because we don't ever really get the proper justice. We don't know we don't get the proper help. 9 times out of 10, we still at the same dinner table with that same person that molested us every holiday. You understand? Nothing happened to them. We don't get the help either. So it's just natural for a human to want to feel like they are in control of their life. You know, that's where retail therapy comes from. You feel better after you go out and shop because you feel like you're in control of your life. You're making active decisions. So it's natural if you was molested as a child and you're not getting help, you're not getting justice, you still got to come around the same person, the same man, and in many cases, women that molested you, and you can't do nothing about it. So you're going to want to feel like you have some type of control over your life. And what are you going to do? You're going to think to yourself, okay, I wanted that. You understand? That's what I wanted. That's what's okay to me. And you're going to go over into homosexuality as a coping mechanism. That's why Christ is telling us to pray that the kingdom of God come and that the will of God be done inside this earth, so that a homosexual will not live. A child molester will not live.
Right.
Understand? We will stop using homosexuality as a coping mechanism for being molested as a child. We will stop using drugs and promiscuity as a coping mechanism for all of the hell that we go through in America as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You understand? Give me hold that again, Salaga. Give me Proverbs, Yeah, give me Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. You understand me? All of the trauma, all of the different things that we go through and that we go to cope with the hell that we've been exposed to in America. That's why we have to pray that the kingdom of heaven come here and that the will of God be done right here in this earth. Because while we did all off up in the sky, everybody's life will still be going on. You understand? Everybody's life will still be going on. The whole Bible is about brotherhood. It's not just about you making it. It's about your entire race of people making it with you. So we can't pray that we go to heaven while everybody else still down here experiencing this hell. We got to pray that heaven comes to us right here with all of our people, so that we don't have to no longer, find different ways to cope with this life, to cope with this hell, because we'll be in heaven. You understand? This is what Christ is saying to pray for. He's saying to pray that our kingdom will come to this earth. Read what you got.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 2, verse 9. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Read that part again.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
All right, hold that. Where you at? All right, hold that. Go to Deuteronomy 7:6. It says, when the righteous bear rule, the people will rejoice. When the righteous rule this earth, the people will rejoice. Right now, the will of God is not being done The people are not rejoicing because the righteous are not in authority. Now, who are the righteous? You understand? According to this Bible. Now, listen, even though we're portrayed as criminals, as drug dealers, as murderers, you understand, as hoes and pimps, even though we're portrayed like that as ugly, listen, man, that dial test, oh my God, that dial test will teach you so much about this society that we live in. A dial test on something as simple as kids, because you know, kids, they gonna tell the truth. If it's one thing about a kid, they gonna tell the truth. They not gonna hold back. If your breath stink and you in a kid's face, they gonna tell you. If your wig is moving the wrong way, they gonna ask you why your hair moving so funny. They gonna tell the truth. Now, when a kid do a dial test to see, okay, who's a pretty dial, who's a smart dial, who's a nice dial, and they do that test, and all of the good attributes, you know, they associate all of the good attributes with the white dial. That's going to tell you a lot about this society. This society paint us as the worst possible beings ever. Even in that movie, I keep forgetting what it's called. To build a nation, or the rise of a nation. They paint black men as just some big lip niggas that love having sex and that just don't matter. They don't care about nothing. You understand? That's how we're portrayed in movies like Boys in the Hood. That's not for us.
Right.
Even in the raps, that rapping is not for us. We can just relate to it. That rapping is really for people that don't know nothing about our life. It's a story. That's even a key component in being a rapper is storytelling. You don't need to tell a story to a nigga that already been through it. You're saying this story to people that don't know nothing about it. You understand? Inside of the raps, inside of the movies, inside of the news, we're portrayed as nothing. You understand? But according to God, we are his chosen people. You understand? We are the people that God wanted to rule this earth. We are the righteous according to God, according to this Bible, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. That's who should be ruling this earth. Read what you got.
It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
God is saying that we're a holy people, a separate people. We're not like nobody else on this earth. The word holy means to be separate. And blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, oh my God, we are not like nobody else on the face of this earth. Our men, our women, our children, we not like nobody else on the face of this earth. Even according to God inside this Bible, God is speaking to the Israelites. That's who we are by blood. This is not something that you can choose to be. You understand? This is some knowledge that you have to wake up to. Because right now, our people are asleep. We don't even understand this. We don't even understand that we're blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, that we're God's chosen people.
Right.
You understand? According to the Bible, let's say we are holy unto the Most High, unto God. Not everybody, not all nations, not all races on the face of this earth. Us, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Read on.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people.
It say what?
Above all people.
Go ahead.
That are upon the face of the earth.
Give me Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 25. It say above all people. It's not talking about being equal. It's not talking about us all coming together as one and just trying to get along.
Right.
It's talking about us being above all people.
Right.
And we can't even believe it because we believe the lies that spread about us. No matter how we're perceived, just know that we are supposed to be above all people on the face of this earth. That's rulership.
Right.
You understand? That's the will of God right there. Us being above all people, us being righteous. The only way we're going to be above all people is if that we are righteous according to God. And righteous, of course, is not, your grandma when she wear that big ass hat in church, and your brothers and sisters, or you understand, your aunties falling out and having a seizure and catching the Holy Ghost and dancing up and down the aisle. That's not righteousness, man. Righteousness is not you proclaiming that you love God so much and you getting Bible scriptures tattooed on you and you wearing a cross or you wearing a kufi. You understand? That's not righteousness. Praying out in the street 5 times a day for everybody to see you. That's not what righteousness is, man. Not according to this Bible. You understand? Nobody on this earth seems to know what righteousness is, because the righteous is not being ruled. Read what you got.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, verse 25. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Lord our God.
It say, it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do these commandments before the Lord our God. Go back to Proverbs 29 and 2. It say it should be our righteousness if we do these commandments, because these commandments was only given to the Israelites,
Right.
only given to blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. That's what we should be celebrating, not no Juneteenth. You understand? When we were supposed, when we became free, man, we still slaves today in America.
Right.
You try to quit your job and see if you're going to maintain that same lifestyle that you maintain. Go ahead and try it. You try to tell your boss what to do, your manager what to do, or what you not doing. Of course, some jobs the manager might be a little punk, and you probably can tell him what you're not doing. But let HR find out about that. Let his manager find out about that. Let his manager come through for a little walkthrough and you telling him what he's not going to do. Y'all both going to get fired. Now what? You can't eat. You don't got a place to stay unless you find another slave master. That's what happened when we was really freed from slavery. When we was turned out. That was a term that they used. When we was turned out from our slave masters and we were set free, we came right back and said, listen, man, we'll do everything that we was doing. Just pay us. Just give us a place to stay and food to eat. That's the same thing that's happening right now. You understand? The same exact thing that's happening right now. But yeah, we're because we're still really slaves. We just get paid and we get to go home and clock out at 5:00. Understand? We still slaves. We should not be so hyped to partake in some Juneteenth this Juneteenth thing. We shouldn't be so hyped and excited. We should be celebrating these laws that God gave to us. Because he said that's our righteousness. That's what makes us righteous. It was only given to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You understand? It was only given to us. That's what makes us righteous, not everybody else. Everybody else don't even have an opportunity to be righteous according to God. You understand? Because his love is only given to us. Read what you got.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
We have to be the ones keeping these laws. That's what will put us on high above all people.
Right.
You understand? That's what's really going to make us holy unto God. Because right now we're doing everything that everybody else is doing. And that landed us on the bottom of everything. If you want to find blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in any part of the world, in any country, go to the worst parts of that country. That's where we're going to be at. Because we want to be doing what everybody else wants to do instead of keeping these laws like God said. You understand? That's why we're not in rulership. It say if the righteous is in rulership, read on.
But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
It say when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. The Bible and Job say that the earth was given into the hand of the wicked.
Right.
You understand? The wicked is ruling this earth. That's why we're mourning. especially as blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. That's why we are in a state of constant mourning, constant sadness, and blues. That's really what rap is. That's what all music that blacks and Hispanics make is, just the blues placed on a trap beat, placed on an R&B beat. You just saying how your homie died, how your dad was never in your life, how you get locked up all the time, how you just trying to sell drugs and make some money, how you just doing drugs because you can't make no money on a trap beat. That's just the blues. We are in mourning. On an R&B beat, our women is speaking about how they man don't come and see them, how they sad, how they man got another woman, how they was being lied to and being played, and how they just so over it. Now they become a city girl. Now they rapping about not having a nigga. Now they rapping about not needing a nigga. It's all just the blues. We are in mourning because the wicked is being ruled. Who is the wicked? You understand? He looks just like all of your superheroes. Who's the wicked? She looks just like all of your Disney princesses.
Right.
Who's the wicked? He looks just like that false image of Jesus Christ. You understand? Drop that and now go back to Matthew chapter 6, verse 9. You understand? It's crazy because in life, my people is depicted as the villains, as the people that's just bad and terrible and just evil. But according to God, you understand, we are his special people. We are the righteous. We should be ruling this earth according to God. But according to this life, we're just the most evil, most vilest people according to this life, to this society. You understand? Like I said, we even believe in that ourselves. But the people that's actually wicked, that's ruling this earth, they're portrayed as the superheroes. They're portrayed as the princesses. They're portrayed as Jesus Christ, all of the disciples. They're portrayed as God himself. Go inside your Google right now and type in God, a white man is going to pop up. You understand? And a Caucasian man is going to pop up. The Bible say that the earth is handed into the hands of the wicked. And that's why we're in mourning, because the will of God is not being done. The will of God is that the righteous bear rule so that the people can rejoice. You understand? The people can rejoice. We are such a loving and caring people. I don't know no other race that have been enslaved for hundreds of years. Millions upon millions have been killed. And all we want to do is just love and forgive everybody. We are the most compassionate people on the face of this earth. You understand? We have the most brotherhood. Like I said, it don't matter how a man look. Listen, man, I remember when I was in the barbershop a few years back. You understand? A brother came in there with tattoos all on his face, with dreadlocks. You understand? Tattoos everywhere, just mean mugging. But he had on a bubble coat. And it was like a Carolina blue, and it was real shiny, like reflective type joint. I'm like, damn, bro, that shit fire. And like you could tell by his reaction that he really appreciated that.
Right.
And it was just a little brotherly interaction in those few seconds. It don't matter how we're perceived, because we still have the spirit of God deep down inside of us, man. We gotta come into this truth to really bring that to really bring that out. You understand? To really bring that out of us. It don't matter how we're portrayed in the media, because according to God, we are the righteous. We are his chosen people that should be ruling this earth. You understand? That should be keeping his laws, but since we're not, we're at the bottom.
Right.
We're suffering. You understand what I'm trying to say to y'all, man? The will of God is not being done. We out here in mourning. That's why Christ said to pray for what? Read Matthew 6 and on again.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 9. After this manner, therefore, pray ye. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Verse 10, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
Real quick, drop that. We done with that. Give me Revelation chapter 5, verse 10. You understand? That's why we should pray that the kingdom of heaven come to this earth. Not that we go up to heaven, because that's a lie. You understand? We should pray that heaven comes down to us so that the will of God can be done. So that we can rule this earth instead of being on the bottom, trying to fight for scraps, instead of being single parents. We was told that a baby shower is a poor person's event. You understand? You trying to just get all the help that you can possibly get because you're not really in that much of a stable position to support that child like you're a rich parent. You understand? That is a poor person's event. We're at the bottom because the will of God is not being done. That's why Christ said to pray that the kingdom of heaven come to us so that we can stop being such slaves. Stop always wishing that, we're the one out of our family that's going to be the first to graduate from college. It was just two black men on the news, that said they were the first to be able to graduate from Yale being incarcerated. That is the accomplishment of a slave. You understand me? Our oppressor is going to the moon. They're trying to find white men in a whole submarine ship that was lost under the ocean. They're exploring the depths of the ocean right now. They're exploring out of space, and our accomplishment is to graduate from college while being in jail. You understand me? That's why Christ said to pray that the kingdom of heaven comes to this earth and his will and the will of God be done. That blacks and Hispanics can no longer be slaves, man. No longer have to be the first to graduate from college while being in jail. That's a goddamn shame, man. That's not an accomplishment. That is something that should be shameful.
Right.
You understand me? Shameful. Well, like I said, that's an accomplishment of a slave. We getting food stamps. Understand? We getting SSI, whatever the hell we getting. Low income housing. That's an accomplishment that slaves get. We happy for that. We happy to receive unemployment, as if we didn't make America $24 trillion.
Right.
We down here getting scraps. Christ said to pray that the kingdom of heaven comes to this earth. That's what we should be praying for. Not that we die individually and go to heaven. That we can all be alive, you understand, as one nation serving God inside this Bible, and we all get to experience heaven. That's what Christ said to pray for. If you ain't praying for that, you ain't serving the right Christ. You understand? You ain't serving the right God. We ain't about being individuals. We about brotherhood, man. We about all of our people eating at the same time. Not one person get raised up and then he start flexing and shining and then niggas kill him because he was flexing and shining on everybody. You understand? We are about us all experiencing heaven and prosperity at the same time. You understand me? That's what Christ was about. He was about brotherhood because that's what God is about brotherhood. God said, how can you say that you love me, but you hate your brother that you see every day? You understand? How can you claim that you love God, but your whole life is about dying and going to heaven and leaving all your brothers and sisters down here in this hell? That's what your whole life is about, huh? You understand? And that's the same for every religion out there. Everybody's main goal in life is to just serve God and just be good, a good Muslim or a good Christian so that they can die and go to heaven. While they brothers and sisters down here still getting shot and murdered by the cops. While they brothers and sisters down here still hooked on drugs. You understand me? Still being placed on child support, still single parents. That's what all of these religions is about. That's not what this Bible is about. And it damn sure not what Christ was about. Christ was about brotherhood. That's why he died on that cross, for his brothers and sisters to have a chance to keep these laws and be on the good side of the Most High. You understand? That's what this whole Bible is about. We've been taught lies about us dying and going to heaven. Again, that's a slave's accomplishment. That's what slaves was taught. They was taught that, oh, if you just endure all this hell that we're going through now, once you die, there is a paradise up in the sky. Meanwhile, our oppressors is experiencing heaven right now on this earth together. Who's all of the billionaires? Most of billionaires is what? It's white people. I'm gonna just say it because we ain't on TikTok and nothing like that. We ain't gonna get banned. Understand? Most billionaires is white people. They're experiencing their heaven right now, together. But us being slaves, we want to just die one at a time and go to heaven and just experience heaven up there. That's an accomplishment of a slave, man. Of a slave. Imagine telling a white man he gotta die to become a billionaire, to become a millionaire. Imagine that. You understand me? Because that's their goal. Of course, America, God is money. That's what makes America run, and God we trust on that dollar bill. You understand me? That's their God. That's their accomplishment. Is to be millionaires, billionaires, to live this American dream. You understand? Just work hard enough that one day they'll become millionaires and their problems are solved. That's not our dream. Our dream is to die and go to heaven.
Right.
That's an accomplishment of a slave, man. That's not what Christ was for. Read what you got.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 5, verse
10.
10. And has made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth.
Give me 2 Ezra 6 and 54. It's saying has made us unto our God kings and priests. It's speaking about Christ. Like how I said, Christ died for his brothers and sisters so that we can serve the Most High and become a nation of kings and priests. The people that's truly teaching this Bible, not claiming to be priests and molesting a bunch of children. You understand? Not claiming to be priests, but then while the baby is getting circumcised, he is sucking the blood off of the circumcision and giving babies HIV and AIDS. That's really what happened. That's really what those priests do right now. That's what happened. It's common knowledge. The Bible when the Bible speaks about priests, it's speaking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. That's why God said in Hosea 4 and 6, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Since you reject God, God will reject us, and we will no longer be priests unto the Most High.
Right.
That's what Hosea 4 and 6 say. Understand? Because we are supposed to be the priests in this earth that's teaching this Bible, man. You understand? You can only find real priests and prophets inside of I.S.U.P.K. That's the only place that you can find us. You understand? Because we're not out here with our own personal gain, our own personal lust. We out here trying to teach the will of God. You understand? Teach what Christ taught. That we shall be kings and priests on this earth, that we shall rule this earth. That's the will of God, man. That's what heaven is. Blacks and Hispanics ruling this earth. Imagine Black Wall Street, but it's as big as the United States of America. And there is nobody else to contest it. You understand? Imagine we have a Black Wall Street that's as big as a continent, as a superpower on the face of this earth that's ran by Christ. As Christ coming back down to this earth, he's not coming back down to take people up to heaven. He just said that we should pray that the kingdom of heaven shall come. He's coming down on this earth to rule. You understand me? And he's not going to rule aside other rulers. He's going to be the only ruler. That's why I said on his head he wore many crowns. Because all these other rulers, he's going to conquer them. He's going to be the only ruler on the face of this earth, man. That's what heaven is, for us to be ruling this earth under our King, Yahweh. You understand me? That's what heaven is, for us to reign on this earth. He made us kings and priests. You understand me? Heaven is going to come down to this earth. If you're not praying for that, I don't know what the hell you're praying for. You just praying for yourself because you're selfish. That's what these religions teach us. They don't teach us, oh, what have this religion done for my people? It teaches us, what have this religion done for me? What have Christianity done for blacks and Hispanics besides give us drug dealers, drug users, and child molesters, and hoes and strippers? But oh, what have Christianity done for you? It makes you feel good. When you go to church, you're around all these people, y'all singing and dancing. It makes you feel good. But what have it done for our people? What have Islam done for the city of Philadelphia besides produce all of these murders and these drug dealers? Oh, y'all go out and give out free food. Okay, cool. You know what that means? That means that these niggas out here that's dying, they just gonna die on an empty stomach, on a full stomach. You understand me? The niggas that's trying to spin a block, they gonna spin a block on a full stomach. That's it. Islam didn't produce nothing in the city of Philadelphia besides murders and drug dealing. That's it. And child molesters too. We can't forget about that. A lot of child molesters is coming out of that Islam as well. But oh, what have Islam done for you? You feel real holy and righteous when you wear that khimar, when you wear that kufi, and you pray in front of everybody 5 times a day. Whole O Block out there in Chicago wearing kufis, praying 5 times a day. They feel real good. You understand? They feel like God is on their side when they're in a war and they go spin a block on all their ops. You understand me? The Bible is not about being an individual. It's not about you just experiencing heaven by yourself. It's about all of us reigning on this earth as a nation of kings and priests and princesses. You understand me? Read what you got.
This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of whom come we all.
It's saying that we all come from Adam. Understand? We all come from the same bloodline on this earth. Read on.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
It say, and the people whom God has chosen. So everybody comes from Adam. We all bleed red. Okay, cool. But there's a people who God chose. You understand me? There's a people who God has chosen. Read on.
And the verse 55. And all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
Read it again.
All this I have spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
It say thou madest the world for our sakes. Understand? This is what the prophet Ezra taught. Christ said he ain't come to do away with the prophets that came before him. He ain't come to do away with the law. He came to fulfill the law. This is what the law states. You understand that we got to be righteous so that we can rule this earth because it was made for us. You understand this whole entire earth was made for blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indians. It clearly wasn't made for our oppressor because look at the state of the earth when he's in rulership. It wasn't made for him. Ozone layers, all these holes in the ozone layer, global warming, this, that, and the third. You understand? All these cities up here in north is covered with smoke, from a wildfire, and the air is toxic. You understand? The water is toxic. The earth clearly was not made for our oppressor, because it say the wicked bears rule. You understand? The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. It also say when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn, and that's what we're in. Because the earth was not made for the wicked. It was not made for our oppressor. It was made for us. It was made for our sakes. Of course, if we keeping these laws, if we not acting like our oppressor, you understand? If we're not acting like Marilyn Monroe, you understand? That's who Pinky was trying to be like. That's who Cardi B is trying to be like. That's who Meg Thee Stallion is trying to be like. They're trying to be like our oppressor, but we acting like our oppressor. That's who we're trying to be like when we're trying to sell drugs. That's who A$AP Rocky is trying to be like. Them Italian mob, them Italian mafias. You understand? That's who they're trying to be like. A$AP Rocky, 50 Cent, trying to be like John Gotti, Ja Rule, Murder Inc., The Baby. You understand? Yo Gotti. You understand? NLE Chopper. That's who they're trying to be like. Our oppressor. And the earth was not made for him. The earth was made for the righteous, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians.
That's right.
Real quick, drop that. Give me Acts chapter 2, verse 21. You understand? The earth was made for us. It wasn't made for everybody. This Bible is not all inclusive, like how the Christian church teaches. They teach that this Bible is made for everybody. That's what everybody teach. Their religion is made for everybody. You understand? And they get it from the Christian church, especially in America. Every religion in America is really just Christianity.
Right.
Even being an atheist is really just being a Christian, because you're still gonna do birthdays, you still gonna do Christmas, you still gonna do all these other holidays that the Christians do. You understand? You're still going to be LGBTQ, because it's really just Christianity, man. You understand? Christianity and the Christian church makes all of these makes everything all inclusive. All of these religions makes everything all inclusive, but not this Bible. Read what you got.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 2, verse 21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved.
Sound real familiar, right? That's one of the scriptures that the Christians love to quote. That whosoever call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. It sounds very familiar, but just like a normal Christian, they don't understand context. We're going to read on and get a little bit of context. We'll go ahead.
Verse 22. Ye men of Israel.
Who?
Ye men of Israel.
Last time, who was talking to?
Ye men of Israel.
Go ahead.
Hear these words.
Give me John 3:14. It say, ye men of Israel, hear these words. It said, whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. So like, excuse me. It said, ye men of Israel, hear these words. When the Bible said, whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord, it was not all inclusive. It was speaking to the Israelites, not everybody. You understand? Because that's who's going to call on the name of the Lord. That's who can follow Christ. That's who can keep these laws. That's who can be the righteous on this earth and rule this earth in the kingdom of heaven. The Israelites. Read what you got.
I don't want God. It's John chapter 3, verse 14. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up.
Now, why did Moses lift up the serpent in the wilderness? To help the Israelites. You understand? That's why Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness. Anybody who walked underneath that serpent, they was cured. You understand? They got help for whatever issue they was going through, like a physical issue. It say the same shall be done for the Son of Man. Why was he thrown up on that cross? You understand? What was his whole purpose? It was to help the Israelites. This is what it's saying in John 3:14. Read on.
Verse 15. That whosoever believeth in him should not perish.
Let's say that whosoever shall believe in him shall not perish. We just read this in Acts, the New Testament. We just read it. It say that whosoever believe on him shall not perish.
Right.
Just like how when the Israelites believed on Moses and his serpent and his staff, they didn't perish. Whosoever believe on Christ shall not perish. Read on.
God. Son, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up.
Even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. Go ahead.
Verse 15. That whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have eternal life.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 16. For God so loved the world,
All right,
that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish,
go ahead.
but have everlasting life.
Say, for God so loved the world that was made for our sakes. You understand? The world, or a society. That's what the word world means. Just like you got Sea World, you got Disney World. It's a society inside this earth. God loved a certain society because he made the world for our sakes. You understand me? He made it for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. That's what it says in the book of Acts. Whosoever believe shall be saved, ye men of Israel. You understand? Christ even told his disciples, don't go into no city of Samaritans, don't go to the heathens, go to the children of Israel. You understand me? That's what his purpose was, to teach us that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. You understand? Drop that. Give me Matthew chapter 10, verse 28. You understand? This Bible is only for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. The kingdom of heaven is for us so that we can rule. Understand? So that we can be kings and priests, so that we don't got to no longer be at the bottom.
Right.
Read what you got.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
They say, and fear not them which is able to kill the body. Understand? Our oppressor is able to kill us. That's why we fear him.
Right.
We fear the man, or what you want to say, as they said back in the day. We fear him. Understand? Because he ruled this earth. The wicked ruled this earth, so we fear him. You understand me? He can throw us in jail for 40 plus years and go play golf afterwards, and go have a drink with his buddies afterwards, and go have a drink with your lawyer and the other person's lawyer too. You understand? And go home and sleep in a California-sized king bed, a king size bed. You understand? He's gonna go home and sleep after he gave us 40 plus years,
Right.
2 consecutive life sentences. What the hell does that even mean, man? You understand? We fear him because of that. You understand me? We fear him because he can murder us and walk free.
Right.
These police officers murder us and walk free. You understand? We fear him. And, you know, we have a bigger sense of fear when it comes to our oppressors' laws than we do when it comes to the laws of the Most High. At least when we break the laws of America, we try to cover it up. We try to hide it. If we go to murder somebody, we try to wear gloves. You understand? Have a potato on the barrel. Have a bag over the gun so it can catch the shell casings. We try to have an alibi. If we go to rob somebody, we do it at nighttime with masks, and you understand me? We try to sell all the technology before it can be traced back to us. We have a real sense of fear when it comes to the laws of America. But when it comes to the laws of God, oh my God, we'll break the laws of God and act like it's nothing and act like it's just a Friday night. Breaking the laws of God is. It's just a Friday night. It's just another weekend. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen to us because God knows our heart. Whosoever believe on the name of God shall be saved. We break the laws of God like it's nothing. We should have that same fear for God as we do for our oppressors' laws. And this is why. Read it from the top.
And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
Not able to kill the soul. And this is going right into it. Because we saying, okay, heaven is not a place that you die and go to. Heaven is on earth. So, of course, what happens to us once we die? That's a natural question to ask. We're going to get into it because this is what Christ is teaching. You understand? They say, don't fear them because they can kill our body, but they cannot kill our soul because God has a final say about what happens to your soul after you die. Read on.
But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
Both what?
Soul and body in hell.
Both soul and body. You understand? If we talking about heaven and hell, we talking about death. You understand? We're talking about your soul and your body coexisting together.
Right.
When is the only time your soul and your body coexist together? Is when you're alive, not when you're dead. It say, fear him which can kill both, which can destroy both. So I read that last part.
But rather fear him which is able to kill, to destroy both soul and body in hell.
To destroy both soul and body in hell. According to everything we've been taught, when we die, our body goes into the ground, but our soul goes to hell.
Right.
Christ is saying that God can destroy our soul and body in hell. We're gonna end into that. Psalms 104 and 27. You understand me? It say he's able to destroy both soul and body in hell, which means your soul is not going to be the only thing that get destroyed in hell. Your body is too. Now, how can it happen if when we die, our body is preserved inside of this casket, inside of a nice suit? You understand me? And it's inside of the ground on earth. The only way that God can destroy our soul and body in hell is if that hell is also a place on this earth too, just like heaven. You understand? Heaven and hell is conditions on this earth. Hell is what we experience right now, this morning that I just explained, this whole class. Heaven is what I just explained this entire class as well. Are people ruling this earth? We no longer got to worry about being single parents.
Right.
We no longer have to worry about coping with our child molestation through homosexuality and coping with this hell through drug use. You understand? Through being hoes, men and women. You understand me? That's what heaven is. It's a place of utmost happiness. It's what our oppressor experience right now. Understand? Heaven and hell is a place on this earth. Read what you got.
Psalms 104.
27. You understand? Because when you die, you don't float in the clouds with angels forever. Because according to your beliefs, the angels look like white people. That's who the angels is. That's who Christ is. That's who God is.
Right.
You understand me? According to your belief, when you die, I guess you was being a bad Muslim, whatever the hell that is, or a bad Christian, you go to hell.
Right.
That's not according to this Bible, man. Heaven and hell was places on earth. This is what happens after you die. Read what you got.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 104, verse 27. These wait all upon thee, that thou mayest give them their meat in due season.
Hold on, let me catch up with you. Psalms 104 and 27. It say, these wait upon thee, that thou mayest give them their meat in due season. This is speaking about the cycle of life. You understand? You obey God, he's going to give you what you need to live this life, to have life. Moses said, I set before you this day life and death. You understand? That means he set before you a way to live your life that will please God, or a way to live life that will displease God. And he will destroy both your soul and your body in hell. That's what you see with these people addicted to drugs. You understand? These people inside the Christian church being molested, a baby being born going through withdrawals because his mother was on crack. You understand? That's the death. If you serve God, he'll give you what you need in due season. Not when you want it, but when you need it, he'll know and he'll give it to you. If you serve in the Most High, if you keep in his laws, statutes, and commandments. Read on.
28. That thou givest them, they gather.
Mm-hmm.
Thou opens thy hand, they are filled with good.
All right, you serve in the Most High, he is going to provide for you. That's a part of the covenant that he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and their seed after them. If we serve God, he'll be a God to us. He'll provide for us and protect us. You understand? They say we open our hand and we are filled with good. Read on.
Verse 29. Thou hidest thy face.
Mm-hmm.
They are troubled. Thou takest away their breath. They die and return to their dust.
This ain't right, and return to their dust. You understand? This is just a normal cycle of life. We're going through life. We serve God. He provides for us. There come a time where we have to die. You understand? If we hide our face from the Most High, if we try to act like we're not sinning when we really are, you understand? If we're not obeying God and keeping his laws, and then that's when we hide our face from him. And that's when we become troubled and we die and we return to our dust. Now, according to all of our religions, Christianity, Islam, whatever it is, when we die, we supposed to go and grow wings up in the clouds and float around in the sky for an eternity. Let's see if that's what the Bible say. Read what you got. No, 30.
Verse 30. Thou sendest forth thy spirit.
Thou sendest forth thy spirit. You die. Your spirit goes to the Most High. That's where he judge you on your life. That's why I say don't fear them that can destroy the body, but not destroy the soul. You understand? Because your soul, your spirit goes up to the Most High. And everything that you've done in your life, how you serve the Most High till your dying breath, that's what's going to be judged. You understand? That goes up to the Most High when you die. Read the last part of that.
They are created.
They are what?
Created.
Go ahead.
And thou renewest the face of the earth.
Let's say when we die and send our spirit to the Most High and we get judged, we are then again created. And they say that we renew the face of the earth. You understand? The Bible is speaking about reincarnation.
Right.
When we die, we don't grow wings and float up in heaven, the actual heaven where God lives. You understand? Shemayim in the Hebrew. We don't float up in heaven and with wings and a halo when we die. When we die, we don't go down into, I guess, the depths of the earth and we get tormented by Satan with a pitchfork and fire. They say when we die, we send forth our spirit to the Most High. We are created and then we renew the face of this earth. You understand? The Bible speaks about reincarnation. That's why when the disciples came to Christ about that man that was born blind, he said that did this man sin that he received this punishment? How can you sin if you was born blind?
Right.
It was speaking about what he did in the past life. You understand me? The Bible, Christ taught about reincarnation. That's why the disciples asked him that question, man. Because heaven and hell is a place on this earth. It is conditions that you get from either how well you serve the Most High and keep His laws, statutes, and commandments, or you get from how you disobey the Most High and go against His laws, statutes, and commandments. You understand? With that being said, we are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under Commanding General Yohanna, we've been teaching this truth since 1969. The truth that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians are God's chosen people. You understand? And that we have to keep these laws if we want to escape this hell that we're in. You understand? Do we got any questions? All right, with that being said, I'm going to pass the class off to Priest and Officer 50 Quatazar. The joint right here. You got to turn the camera around to you.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohanna. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means tenth in Hebrew. My Asherah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, September 15th. The blood, what is that?
Memorial blowing of the trumpets.
Memorial blowing of the trumpets. Remind Akim and Akwaf to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, headband, and scarf. With that, Maji. From that one courtesy salute. Then the Israel Maji Shabbat, Amadi, Barak, Yahweh Shabbat, thumb.
You guys the medicine. Oh yeah, you can do the sister side.
All right. Is it Shabbat?
Yep.
Shabbat sister and the
For the sisters, your Imajim Shabbat.
Your Imajim Shabbat.
Your right hand over your left.
Your right hand over your left.
Your feet together at the heel.
Your feet together at the heel.
Spread apart at a 45-degree angle.
Spread apart at a 45-degree angle.
Right. Yep. You got it.
Okay.
So like when we say Barak, you'll smite the left side of your chest with your right fist.
And when you say Barak, you smite the left side of your chest with your fist.
Right. Yep.
Okay. Israel will get a system on purposes salute. Israel, Bible Shabbat, Elijah, Barak,
Yahweh Shem Allah Ta'ala Shem Yahushua.
Ajimata,
Yajamata.
Ajimata, Fast Smith.